And we are live. Hello, everyone. This is Ninja DC joining again for another podcast recording. Fortunately, not React yet because MLP's G5's second special and other series didn't start up till like August-ish. But yeah, until then, we still have the other regular podcast stuff. And also, hello, well, actually, I guess I should wait to the news for that. Join me again is random Skype order, second day.
Oh, hello.
Hi there. Second day coming at you again for a little weekend fun with pals.
All right. And next up, Jen.
I may be first. I may be last. Does anybody else feel like a fried egg? But I am first and always Jen. And boy, has it been hot during these few days. Summer is truly here.
Oh gosh, the last week was.
Oh my God, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And all of you guys that's like, oh, I wish it was warmer. And now you're like, oh, it's so hot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's settled for somewhere in the middle. Today, actually.
Today was absolutely gorgeous. It was hot, yes, but it was like clear blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. It was the perfect day for me but I am not one of those people that's like, I wish it were warmer, and then all of a sudden summer hits, like, winds fall, and like, not me. I'm like, no, after the winter, I'm like, bring on the summer, please.
Yeah.
And so even though, okay, when I have to work outside, it sucks, but the complaints only last like a few minutes. And then all I had to do is just think of winter, and I'd be like, there are worse things.
Yeah, this be specific for our region. The reason I say I usually like fall more than spring is fall actually it seems to last a while around here, but like spring is basically gone in a few weeks and it goes straight into summer around the Cincinnati area.
Yeah.
There's not I love the spring weather, but like spring weather where it's like nice 60s, 70s, like flowers are blooming. That's a very narrow time for this region before it goes into hot summer.
Pretty much. But then if the saying goes, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Next up, Carlos.
Hello there, this is Gunmetal Gator here, letting you know that if you look upon a star, you might see it fall. But then again, who matters when it comes to beasts like lunging around all day everywhere? They're such amazing creatures. Just appreciate the sight of nature before you and just enjoy the view. It was just a long, extended, awkward, like, inquisitor? No. Non sequitur about like the fact that like I got a banner for like my Vanguard Zero team that goes by the name of Starfall Bestia, which is Latin for beast.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, like if you didn't know that little tidbit, it's like since Bestia is a part of the word for bestiary.
Oh, oh yeah, makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Very clever too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess you want to go first. What we've been up to with that whole speaking of that logo and all that.
Okay, guess I'll go first then because some things have not been looking well for me, like in clan battles with like my big Vanguard Zero team that I'm only a small unit of the Quatrain Knights. 2 weeks in a row I've been losing straight.
Sorry to hear that.
Like I've been losing straight.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's not been very good. Like, and I now have to seriously practice and grind for like the really good decks that's really my only option because as a free to play player, I don't really have much options to do much anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, we hope it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
they're recommending me to like do 2 hours each day of like just actually playing with the stuff to see if I could get my mind around it. Which really feels like, my God, I don't have all the pieces, but even then I'm just like not getting like the right setups, or I'm not doing anything well. It's just like I'm just doing it as best as I can, and I've been winning, but it's not the way that people play this deck competitively. But yeah, I guess aside from that, there has been some aggravating news in the animation hemisphere recently. Pokemon Journeys episode 115 comes to mind with that. And let's just say they really burned a lot of bridges with the XY community.
Oh dear.
What did you know?
Let's see. How about like bringing back like an undefeated rival for Ash Ketchum in this Master 8 tournament, in which everyone else is literally a champion of their own region. Have him go up against the #1 undefeated champion, and while it was a foregone conclusion that he would lose, the way that he lost was so much salt to the injury of like nerfing the heck out of like his training, whatever he did like in the actual series for him to have like a completely broken Mega Charizard X, literally having him lose to like what usually is a Gigantamax Charizard from like a Leon over here, being defeated by his Charizard in his normal form.
Wow.
In one shot. One shot.
Oh, wow.
Like the match barely lasted less than a minute.
That just by the way you described it, it almost sounds insulting.
Yeah, that sounds like a cop out.
It does. It does. I can understand. I envision the burning of bridges and the rioting in the streets and such.
Literally burning with Charizard.
Oh yeah.
As long as like the match was actually like good with Charizard, like to show that like, oh, he's quite decent. He's quite decent in combating him. But and here's the most insulting part: we didn't even get to see Leon's third Pokemon.
Really?
It was a 3 versus 3 match. And
so wait, they did a Tobias situation?
Oh, yes, in the first round of this Master 8 tournament, yes.
They don't learn, do they?
No, they don't.
That's weird.
And was it the case where the actual did Ash ever get control over Charizard? Or were
No,
that happened.
That happened in the Orange Islands. That happened in the Orange Islands.
Okay.
They actually did this whole like heartfelt saga about Ash encounters this guy with some kind of Poliwrath, interesting choice, but who can tank Pikachu's electric attacks no problem.
Oh yeah.
And he thinks Charizard's the only other thing that would stand a chance, but it goes as per usual, except Poliwrath concludes by freezing Charizard solid and threatening that it to drop dead from sheer. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Losing its internal fire too much, so Ash stays up all night, working as hard as he possibly can to keep Charizard alive, and
Was that the very first episode? Was that the very first? Oh wait, I'm thinking Charmander. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, that happened too, and Ash even starts talking old times about when he was a Charmander and everything, and Charizard starts off just wanting to burn Ash's face, and Ash is like, no, just take it easy, Charizard, you can burn me all you want when you get better, but, right now you just need to rest and help, let me help you get better, just like I always will. And then finally, by the time he's done, Charizard's like, you know what, I got a trainer who really does love the hell out of me, maybe I should...
Maybe I shouldn't be a jerk.
What does that value that? And then they team up and beat Super Poliwrath in this epic match where the theme song of the season is playing and it's very inspiring and all that jazz.
Nice.
Okay, and you want to know what's the most confusing part of that episode? It aired after the Pokemon the movie 2000. In which Ash is already shown to be fully in control of Charizard then. So it was kind of like the movie spoiled it.
I don't know. I mean, like, in Pokemon, the first movie, Charizard pays lip service to the fact that he won't listen, and then he does. I kind of saw what was happening in 2000 as like, oh, sure, it's a special occasion, so Charizard makes another exception. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
That's true. Like, I was just talking to somebody recently about Derpygate.
Oh, that again.
She's called
I couldn't
Muffin
help but
now.
I couldn't help but like launch into my Granny Smith voice and be like, yeah, remember the times? I remember when we first saw Derpy for the first time and we done lost our cotton picking minds. And then they changed their eyes and then we lost our minds again. Then we rioted.
Shit.
I was talking to somebody about, man, remember, where were you when Derpygate happened?
Yeah. I mean, at the time, well, okay, I only joined after the fact, I think, but yeah, like, when I heard about it, I was all set to be like, come on, you know, and like, now I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like, okay, on one hand, I mean, yeah, like, ableism and all that, the people that speaks to have had to take it on the chin too much already without us. Before we go on about how, no, we shouldn't have to put in any effort to clean up our act, but yeah, on the other hand, like, the thought that that's the conclusion that people would make about Derpy as she originally sounded, I'm like, okay, I mean, are you
like really?
Is picking that fight almost encouraging them to? It's like,
I always wondered that. Like, I always wondered, like, what was the deal of it? Was it just her design? Was it the way she sounded, or was it really her eyes, or was it the whole design about it, or was it the idea that it was because oh no, the artists are being influenced by the fans, and we can't have that, oh no.
I guess the scale tipper was the fact that the name Derpy actually, at least in some contexts, is supposed to imply a mental handicap. So,
I guess someone saw through it or something, you know?
Yeah, like, the voice that could go either way, at least the one they used at the time, and the eyes that could go either way. I guess the name Derpy was the scale tipper on that one, which...
Yeah. That's why she's a muffin now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, and for a while she was Ditzy Doo.
Yeah, that too.
But I'm actually like, muffin is also kind of sort of like weird. It's almost kind of calling her a bitch.
Well, she likes muffins, so.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's something. If they were going for something cute, okay. Like, okay, I mean, Ditzy Doo and muffins. Honestly, like I hold no like grudge against either name, or come to think of it, either voice that they did for Derpy. Because honestly, I thought she sounded great. She sounded great either way. It didn't matter really what infliction it was. Like I could close my eyes and I could picture the character with that voice. I'm like, oh, it works. I'm like, oh, it works. You know. I guess it was because they corrected her eyes that everybody was calling foul.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did think that the original voice had more, comedic oomph put into it. The other one sounded like less like reactive to what was happening to her.
Right. It sounded like if she were a ditz. If she were a ditz, I guess that's where the Ditzy Doo thing comes from. It sounds like if it were like an actual. I forgot to turn on my timer. Oh, well, I'll start from here. But it sounded like it was kind of airy, like if she were, quote, an airhead or so. But really, the idea of the character that I thought was still there no matter what, honestly. And even in the final one, in Slice of Life, it still sounded good to me.
Yeah, like the voices they went with after the change, I thought were pretty solid. But what was I gonna say? The name Ditzy Doo, I think it was actually in Winter Wrap Up, which and correct me if I'm wrong in this one. I think what happened is that that offhand line where we learn why among the other lessons on how everyone always does everything wrong, what the Pegasus do wrong includes the line, and Ditsy Do flew north for the winter flew north to get the birds back. That featherbrain, didn't she learn last year when she flew east, and we never actually see Ditsy Do? And I think what happened is that the fans just sort of connected the two, and yet the name Derpy still won out.
Oh, I just remember that. I totally, completely forgot that little detail there.
Little is right.
That's just too easy to just fly over somebody's head like meow.
Literally in the wrong direction.
Yeah. So I honestly would have said the name Derpy was harmless if it didn't just so happen to also mean mentally challenged, because I don't think that's what the fandom intended when they picked it.
I agree. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I do. That people probably weren't thinking that could have meant, that could have meant special needs or anything like that. That it could have been derogatory or anything.
Mm-hmm. Because usually when people say derpy, they mean ditzy looking in an adorable way.
Or or when they say oh, I derped that up. I was like, it's a cute way of saying making a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I saw it.
Yeah.
What sort of type of conversation is this?
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the throwbacks, right?
All about the throwbacks, about the controversy
that come in and out of our orbit as fans.
That is true.
Yeah, then there's also the other thing. It's like a whole big can of worms from something that came from France.
France. It comes from France.
Have you heard of the marvelous tales of Ladybug and Chat Noir?
Ladybug and what?
Cat Noir.
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, sit back and listen.
Oh, this is a story all about how. Sorry.
2015, a Frenchman comes out with one of the guys who wrote for Coleoco of a CGI superhero film based on Paris with mystical superheroes by the name of Ladybug and Chat Noir, in which they're literally superpowered beings with the ability of creating any random MacGuffin that is able to solve the problem that they're under, or for Chat Noir's case, the power of destroying anything they touch. One thing that they can touch completely. Okay. And this series has been full of even more controversies in the My Little Pony fandom.
Really? Even more than that?
Oh, you have no idea. This show is on Disney Channel and had a lot of broadcasting issues about it. Oh boy. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, even Season 4. Oh God, the episodes were aired out of order.
Wow.
Out of order. Oh God, for multiple years.
So everybody confused.
And it was and even when the order was right for Season 1, it still doesn't make sense. The episodes were made in a vacuum of there was no beginning. You just dropped in media res, go through these adventures, and guess where the pilot episode is?
At the end?
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
What?
Yes!
How does that happen?
Oh, and you're not going to believe this. The main writer of the show?
Ew.
Oh, you're not going to like his views on redemption arcs.
Who is it?
Thomas Astruck. This man.
Who this?
Completely obliterated a character arc, a redemption arc for the mean girl of the group by the name of Chloe that was building up from Season 2 and utterly destroyed it by the end of Season 3 by completely making her into an irredeemable woman that basically gets revoked her temporary superpowers as a helper for Ladybug and Chat Noir. and completely burns the bridges of everyone and gets replaced in season 4 with like a sister that never existed, but just seemed to came in just to be Chloe's replacement, basically.
Wow.
And she is the most blandest good girl character I have ever seen. That is how bad it is when it comes to like some of the writing decisions for the show.
Wow.
And then there's also the thing in which like some of the characters act like a certain Looney Tune that no one likes to talk about anymore.
Pepe Le Pew.
Exactly. Exactly.
Needlessly shafted.
Like the main girl character acts as a creepy stalker to her like our love interest, while Chat Noir and his superhero guys goes ask for like a kiss or ask for like basically like a unmask yourself so I can know your secret identity, even though we can't know each other's secret identities. Like for the first 3 seasons.
That just sounds way too stupid.
But you want to know the reason why I stuck by this show and why everyone else?
Why?
It is surprisingly enjoyable to watch despite the numerous amount of flaws the show has in its writing.
Surprisingly enjoyable, eh?
Yeah. And that is until like the season 5 premiere happened. Because season 4 ends in an actual victory for the villain, not by his own efforts. Only a little bit by his own efforts. Because, by the way, the main villain of the show is one of the most incompetent supervillains I've ever seen.
Oh, no.
In anything.
I would hope this villain is funny, at least. In their incompetence.
It tries to be hammy like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget.
Oh, Dr. Claw is amazing.
Reference. Reference! Yeah. I love Inspector Gadget. I have a friend of mine who does a perfect Dr. Claw voice.
Hey, Jenn.
Yo.
Da-da-da-da-dum.
Inspector Gadget.
I don't want to say anything about Inspector Gadget because I only watched the first Inspector Gadget movie.
Oh, okay.
I saw a couple episodes after I saw that.
You didn't watch the actual animated cartoon, did you?
No, I didn't.
You have to watch that Gator. That's the classic you need. That is the only Inspector Gadget you need. You do not need the live action movie.
And you even less need the sequel.
VCR. It was on VCR that my dad got, and it was just like the only thing I was watching. I didn't even know about like the actual cartoon until later. You need to find a way. You need to find a way to watch the original cartoon. I have a feeling like I might have been too corrupted by like the movie to like even watch the cartoon right now. Well, then you need Well, then allow this to redeem you. Come towards the church of the animated of Inspector Gadget. Get redeemed. The power compels you. Out, demon, out. Out, live action demon, out. Save this poor soul.
I had fun with the live action one when I was a kid, but I mean, you realize that, some of Matthew Broderick's lines, both because of him and because of the script, really are lame once you go back and hear them again. Like, he has explaining the joke lines, he has overly obvious lines, he has bad puns, he has... wait, I need to talk a little more before the punchline goes off because this is just so funny
and just the fact the fact about the Dr. Claw. No.
Okay,
I definitely not Dr. Claw that. That's so good.
I definitely know that's the movie version is literally inferior to that one. Yeah, I know.
It's if anyone ever watched like the Nostalgia Critic when he critiqued the Lorax, the reaction that he had to the Onceler
The Tumblr sexy man.
Was
Tumblr
my
sexy.
oh no, the reaction he had to the one slur, to the remake of the one slur. Oh my goodness, that was me when seeing that was me when seeing what Dr. Claw really was. It was that.
Yeah, but say yeah, the sequel, Inspector Gadget 2's Claw, who was just an inferior version of the TV one, that almost like rolls my eyes more than was it Rupert Everett's version. Just like,
yeah,
hey,
he's a great actor.
Yeah, like, well, him, it's just like, okay, let's try a completely new character as the main villain named Claw. Like, instead of the claw-like hands, he just has a claw that he plays around with. It's like, okay, whatever, he's hamming it up. It's like trying his own thing. I mean, for a movie
He's a great
that
actor, and he's a great actor.
Inspector Gadget. Oh, he is, yeah.
He's a great actor. I just don't think this is a role for. I just don't think this role should exist. And the thing is, Claw is not supposed to have a face.
Yeah.
You never see Claw's face. That was part of the mystery. And I'm like, it's like you destroy it if you decide to give him a face. And that's the beauty about the one slur. Why you never see the one slur's face either.
So yeah, not Claw as like, hey, we just thought it'd be fun if the main villain was like this instead. It's like, well, okay, as takes that are not what the fans were asking for go.
Yeah.
It has some entertainment, but like Inspector Gadget 2 trying to fix it by creating inferior Claw, just like he does a lukewarm version of the voice, and his catchphrase is crime always pays for some reason because he's sort of comic and sort of not. And he still uses the first movie's Claw, but no, he's supposed to be the real Claw this time. It's just like...
That's just ridiculous.
Guys, you shouldn't have bothered.
No! Okay. No, and also, like, with the fact that he's a Claw to play with, I'm like, excuse me, this is Dr. Claw, not Captain Hook.
Yeah. I even make that joke in the movie. I was almost waiting for them to be like, okay, are you guys is Claw's backstory gonna be like somebody cut his hand off and threw it to a monster or a crocodile? Are we gonna go the Captain Hook route? Yeah. No, it was smashed by a bowling ball.
It would make more sense that the cat was Claw. At least that's funny.
It's smashed by a... Okay, even Captain Hook would be laughing at that.
Yeah, just lands on him, and then you just hear him, like we got the miles away, where we hear him yelling, "My hand!"
I'll be like, "No, that's not..." I'd be like, he'd be like, "A bowling ball?" And then he'd be like, "That's not good form." Not good form. I got my hand off and then tossed through it to the crocodile. Oh, jeez.
Okay, yeah. So
silly.
So as I was mentioning about the season 4 finale, yeah, it ends on a dour note in which like Ladybug loses all the other superpowers that she was using and giving out to everyone else, except for like hers and Chat Noir stuff. Mm-hmm. So, you want to know what season 5 begins with?
What's that?
A time travel plot!
A what?
I have not seen that before.
A what?
A time travel plot. Yes.
Oh, no, not the time travel plot.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way that they've been using time in, like, Miraculous Ladybug is just like, okay, so you're giving us what-if stories that we can never see because we don't want to let the story progress, actually, to actual conflict or actually dealing with the problem immediately. Just letting us do the same old stuff. Huh? Like, that's what the time travel boils down to before with Miraculous Ladybug.
Well, that's the safe option.
The safe option which prevents us from actually getting the ships actually happening, and also the whole thing about like Oh yeah, like about them actually being happy and no longer having to hide their identities from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the case of like Chat Blanc, more of like, oh, because you revealed your identity, Chat Noir became evilized by like the villain, and instead of like doing what the villain wants due to his strong love connection, basically killed everyone else. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Wow, dark.
Oh yeah, and that was the impetus for like why she was not trusting of Chat Noir in all of season 4, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, like in season 5, it just basically is like we see immediately like a moment later on in the episode in which like they're chasing off against like the super version of like Hawkmoth, in which he goes by the name of Marnock. In which like he's basically like a purple man with a bunch of jewelry like running through like these little time travel holes called burrows.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like while the other two are like running after him, and it's just like and they're just confused like what's going on, and then suddenly like this time traveling superhero comes into the picture that we've seen like 2 times before by the name of Bunnex. Like basically comes and says like, okay, the time space continuum is about to be affected because like literally they took all the Miraculouses. We're all dead now. They're literally just using time travel first.
Wow.
They literally tried to like unmask your identity and take the Miraculouses earlier.
Wow. This all sounds so confusing.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Sounds really familiar for some odd reason.
Oh, and guess what? Like in the time traveling burrows that they go through, the fact that like you could see like the time traveler like actually trying to like alter the events, and then they touch the screen of the hole that they're at to literally like rewind the clock, so you can actually time travel back before the time traveler that come in earlier. I'm just like, what the heck?
This is why you never have time travel in your stories.
How that just makes the first time traveler always be counter if there's something like that always happening.
Time travel makes everything confusing.
Like, what if it was like more than one person? What if there's like 3 parties literally trying to stop each other?
Doctor Who is the only ones who gets to allow it was allowed time travel.
Yeah, but then it gets like because like first we go through the first episode like in which like the identity could have been discovered, that they had no idea about like we had to take off the earrings in order for her to detransform.
Wow.
Called Lady Wi-Fi, and then like as soon as that happened, I'm just like, oh my god, the reviewers are just gonna have so much fuel over this episode. Oh god.
This sounds like it.
Because there's a lot of negative reviewers for this show.
Why does it sound like a Back to the Future episode?
Oh god.
Yeah, it does sound like it.
Yeah, and then it basically gets worse as like okay, we time travel back to the season 2 finale, in which like it's like the 2 heroes going up against everyone else who's been akumatized into like being like drones for like Hawkmoth in the past there. And then it's just like, I'm about to go into the sewers to find out their secret identities. But then they jump on him like and making another hole immediately underneath the hole that he just traveled in. Like,
gosh.
I'm just like, what the heck? Like, what sort of like liberties do you have? It could be any sort of dimension for like these holes.
Oh my gosh, it's so it's so confusing.
And then they end up in World War II, Nazi-run France.
And there's the controversy.
No. This was an established part all the way back in season 3.
Oh wow, okay.
In which, like, in this universe, apparently, the Nazis were basically trying to get the Miraculouses. Like, oh god, it was a weird thing. It was a weird thing.
That just sounds like a very weird watch.
Yeah, like they basically they think that they were basically going to get the Miraculous because guess what? Too much power consumes like a monarch basically, and he literally like falls down like knocked out because he was using too many powers at once.
Oh wow.
That's the thing. That's the thing about the Miraculous. Like, if you have too much accessories and using all their powers at once, it drains like your stamina basically.
And now it sounds like Dragon Ball all of a sudden.
That's the only thing that's made. That's the only thing that's made sense.
Yeah, but then he uses like the Dog Miraculous, which has the ability to like create a magical connection with an object, and as soon as they will it, teleport that object to their possession.
Okay.
Oh.
So he uses it on the Rabbit Miraculous, which allows him to time travel, just so that he won't lose the ability to time travel.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it's the Dog Miraculous. I know. Like, yeah. And here's the thing about like the thing that's like infuriating. Like, he's doing all this just to get the Miraculouses, but he neglects the fact that his motivation of being a villain is literally to save his wife, who is in a death coma. Basically, a la Mr. Freeze.
Wait, now it sounds like Wolf's Rain. What is happening?
I don't know.
Blend of all animation.
This is a multiverse. This is a multiverse.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to make it into a multiverse. They're trying to make it into a multiverse with like a female Superman in the US. Like,
it's already too much.
Oh my goodness.
And like, but basically, like, his assistant, who works with him, like, basically was like, use this USB, give it to your past self, just so that your wife doesn't go into a death coma over like using a broken Miraculous, because that's what caused her to basically nearly die like that.
Oh wow!
And that's why he's been trying to get them, to fix a mistake. And then when he's about to do it, he sees the lucky charm of like Ladybug that she left deliberately in the burrow, in order to attempt to attempt like a Monarch to like basically go after them, going back into like the whole season 2 finale.
Oh my god!
And it's like he could have left the USB, but instead he's just like, "Oh, I'll be back for you," and goes after Ladybug and Chat Noir. And that was the moment I was like, "I don't care about you anymore."
Wow.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, there were some episodes in which, in the time travel episodes, in which you're like, oh, you don't care about your son being a superhero and just only wanted his power just so you could get your dead wife back?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, by the way, like, Hawkmoth is literally like Chat Noir's father. So, yeah, Darth Vader.
Oh, is there a moment where, like, Luke, is there a Luke, I am your father moment?
Well, in one of the time travel episodes, yes.
Wow.
Now we add Star Wars in the mix.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like we didn't have enough.
Yeah, I think like Derek wants us to move on from this.
Just because Jenn needs to leave soon.
Oh god, sorry.
Don't worry, I have like, oh geez, I have 5 minutes 50 seconds left.
Go, Jenn, go.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. Lightning round.
Like, what's the main topic that we have to talk about, just so Jenn can actually talk about it?
Oh, no, it was this game stuff, so we can just talk what she's been up to and all that.
Okay.
Mine won't be too long. Let's see. I have been recording final episode of my case for Elements of Justice. Check it out on YouTube. Yeah. Other than that, enjoying getting boiled up by the sun.
Yay.
But
I'm working on my tan.
But Jenn, I guess before you head off, or I just want to.
I got like 4 minutes 55 seconds, so I can still wait around. I just
want to give your 2 thoughts on some Cincinnati things that happened. Your perspective on sort of like local news, but it was sort of like spin-off on what I'm up to. But yeah, first one was something I was going to be up to, but yeah, it didn't sort of happen. Is Coney Island, a local amusement park turned water park, was trying to do a world record for most people down a slide. they ended up like canceling it because it got too crowded and rowdy. People started acting crazy.
What did they think was going to happen?
Yeah, especially because eventually there was going to do like a 24-hour being open 24 hours. At least the slide was.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so it got crazy before then. Luckily, I checked Facebook to confirm. So I didn't go to
what all happened? Like what all happened? Like how did it get crazy? Were just people just acting a fool or something?
Like apparently people were bringing drugs in. They were like jumping the fences, like going past security, and there were fights. So basically we said we're out enough of this. We're canceling. We're not doing a 24-hour thing tonight.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it got crazy. So luckily I checked before going because that got crazy. Then the other thing, which I just was reading when I was checking some news stories before for this podcast live where I was just reviewing stuff.
Yeah,
I seen something in Cincinnati news. Yeah, apparently someone stole the wolf statue that was from in Eden Park.
Yes, I just heard about this last night. I just heard about this last night. I was out to dinner with some friends, and I just heard, and someone told me, said something. This was in broad daylight. Like they just sawed off the leg. They sawed off the. Apparently, this was, according to what I heard, it was in broad daylight. This person just came right off, sawed the legs off, and just made off with it in broad daylight.
What?
That's what I said.
Why?
That's what I said. That's what I said.
I like wolves as well, but come on.
I was like, what?
Well, there's
what for?
Well, there's two reasons. Like one is just sort of objective, like just going to sell it for scrap.
Really?
But the other reason is this statue has a sort of history to it. It was donated by Rome because if you don't know about Cincinnati, like Rome, is a 7-hill city.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yes.
And so there's a history. But it was donated by Rome in like the 1930s. So it was sort of donated under the, like, it was donated by the mayor of Rome, because I was just looking up this before, who was appointed by Benito Mussolini. So someone who was like, might have been Antifa, I forget my name now.
So they stole the statue to throw it out in the sea.
Antifa, or whatever that's called.
Even though the person, because I was reading up the story on, like, apparently, like, even though it was technically donated by Benito Mussolini's regime, the mayor of Rome was actually one of the people that helped backstab him during World War II. So it was like he was the one who actually donated it. So it's like it's sort of like short-sighted to try to get rid of that. But it was like a very famous, like a wolf statue with like the wolf that like helped raise the two twins of Rome, sort of thing.
Yeah, the Romulus and Remus thing.
Yeah. So Romulus and Remus are still there, but
the wolf is gone.
Actually, I am glad it was stolen in broad daylight. That means they'll most likely or identify the person who did it.
Yeah, I'm thinking, please, that there be cameras or something or somewhere so they can track this person down. They can track this person down, and just because the whole thing just seems stupid.
Yeah.
It's just like a big face palm of the city. Like after that Coney Island thing, I was just like, oh gosh, you embarrassing Cincinnati. And then this happened like the same time. It's like, oh gosh.
We're Cincinnati. We're better than this. We're not Florida, okay? We're supposed to be better. We're supposed to be better than this. We're known as the Queen City. That is not very queen-like. A queen would not do that. A queen probably would pay somebody to do that, but either way, depends on what kind of queen you're talking about. But Cincinnati, what's going on here? What's going? We're better than this. Listen, world, we're better than this. We're still trying to get over. Oh, there goes my timer. Crap. Hey, it plays the mambo.
Yeah, I can tell you have a Sam.
Hey, it plays the mambo. My timer plays the mambo. My timer plays the mambo.
Yeah, I can tell you have a Samsung phone now because like it has that very distinct timer sound.
This is the very first time I've heard it ever. So first time I've utilized it. I'm like, oh, this is new. I mean, but hey, we're just trying. We were fine just getting over the touchdown Jesus debacle. And now we have the water slide, and now we have the stolen wolf statue. What's wait, we need to sit down and wait, is this because of the madness? Because the Bengals almost got to the Super Bowl? Is that it? Is someone so down that I need time?
Oh, they got there.
We got there, and now they got there, and now I'm waiting for next year. So this is going to occupy my time until next year.
That sounds crazy. That sounds pretty crazy.
This sounds levels of Florida crazy, and we're nowhere near that. Oh, wait a minute. It's just crazy from the heat. Maybe that's the case. They're crazy from the heat. There you go. I've solved the problem.
Yeah. Well, the reason I also think someone might have stolen it for political reasons and probably destroyed it is, it's again so misguided, but also Juneteenth is like this Monday or.
Correct. Yes. According to my calendar, for some reason it's on the same day as Father's Day.
What? That's not appropriate.
I'm just saying that's what my calendar. That's what the calendar on my wall. On my wall
because Father's Day is always a Sunday.
Right. Right. It just that's what the calendar on my wall says. I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself like, I thought it was separate. Well, like Juneteenth, that kind of makes sense. But I'm like, wow, I guess.
Wait, is that a calendar from last year?
No, it's a
Juneteenth was.
It's a 2022 calendar. I'd have to be really dumb if I still had a 2021 calendar up. But no, it's a 2022 calendar. You mean was it printed in 2021? Maybe.
Yeah. I go because that's just weird because Father's Day is on a Sunday and that's a Monday.
Yeah. So that's why I have a day off work. Okay, makes perfect sense. And I'm like, okay, and I just saw that it was on the same day as Father's Day. On Father's Day on my calendar, so like, okay, so all right, makes sense.
All right.
But hey, the day is there. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess, anything else?
Anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else localized you needed 2 cents on?
No, just wanted to. I was going to bring that up with my own what I've been up to, and more not been up to with that, but. Yeah, I know you're leaving now, so I was like, I'll just toss it in now.
Okay, no problem. But yeah, I do have to go. So.
See you again.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Yes.
Wait, Jen.
So much.
Yes.
Did you check out the one anime I recommended, the third?
Not yet. Right. But it is on my list. I'm gonna check it out. Thank goodness it's on YouTube. I'm gonna definitely check that out because, okay, it's like the anime gods are somehow finally listening to me. Like I just saw the post. Like one update was like you saw the post that I made that I thought I was losing my ever-loving mind, that Trigun was going to have another original animation in 2023, and oh my god! Okay, and oh my god, and that was one of the very first few animes I watched, and just really, the titles just made me fall in love with the kind of character that, before I knew Batman was the kind of character, the character that was like just super powered badass who wouldn't kill and just bash the Stampede. Oh my gosh, I love him. I love him so much. And when I saw the picture of the art of it for like an original animation for like 2023, I'm like, oh my god, for real? Are the anime gods listening to me? And also, Cowboy Bebop is like my favorite anime of all time.
Wait.
It is my favorite of all time.
You like Cowboy Bebop too? Yay!
Favorite anime of all time and best anime soundtrack of all time. I will die on that hill. Fight me if you must. But
would you like it if it wasn't attached to Cowboy Bebop the same way?
Well, this goes into the point where actually when Ninja told me about an anime to watch. What was it called again? The girl with the blue, or the third?
Yeah, the third, the girl with the blue eye.
The girl with the blue eye, and he described it to me, and I quote, Trigun mixed with Cowboy Bebop, and I was like, well, why don't you just put chocolate and peanut butter together?
Yeah.
And it sounds like I'm like, oh my gosh, this sounds like something I absolutely must watch, or I will regret it for the rest of my life. So, like I said, it is on the list, and is on the list. Thank goodness it's all on YouTube, as you said. I will watch it.
Yeah. I think I recall every episode is up because it's like the company who owns the rights puts it up on YouTube, like for, it's like I said, but like their playlist they might not have a working playlist with it, but you just search for use a YouTube search for like the episode of that, then you'll find it on there if it glitches up at some point.
Okay, I will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I got to go. Okay.
All right.
Well, nice one.
Okay. Bye bye. You ready? Thanks.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right. All right, and then I guess second day. What have we been up to?
All right, what have we been up to? Well, we're continuing our superhero show kick. We just got done with season 1 of The Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we started Miss Marvel as well, which is pretty fun. I have a lot of fun with, stories where the superpower is not that great. Like, it helps, but there's still a lot of improv and struggling to get it right and struggling to figure out just what the heck you're going to do to solve the problem, which I have a feeling it's going to become, she's going to become better with it as time goes on. But yeah, this, superpower that has its extreme limits. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of improvising on the fly to figure it out. That's pretty fun. And, I'm real curious as to where it's going to go with a lot of this stuff. It's kind of, how would I describe it? It's like, Captain Marvel-ish, but the other one, the one whose name is now Shazam. It's like, these kids trying to figure out what the heck they're doing in their, adolescent minds. Well, challenges, so that's pretty fun. Also, we, a little bit ago, found this Vincent D'Onofrio interview. He was answering fans' criticisms of Hawkeye, where he is the Kingpin. I swear, I'm not entirely sure what the logic is, but they thought that Kingpin was too strong in Hawkeye, that he's throwing Kate around so easily that they were worried it wasn't the same canon or something. But he answered that, and I don't know, even if you don't agree with him on this, it sounds okay to me, but even if you don't, you almost have to give it to him just because the quote from him reads like he's saying it like the Kingpin. It's like, there's a scene that we shot on an alley in a street in Brooklyn where I'm literally throwing Daredevil Charlie through the air. Like, I'm picking him up and swinging him 15 feet into a garbage can. I do it a few times in that fight. It's no different. It's really not.
Oh my god, I
keep saying that it's the same fist that was in Daredevil. It's the same canon. But I understand that people get confused about things. It's like, yep, I'm sold. And, in other news, I feel like we've been trying to plan to see as many things as we've actually been able to see, but we have been keeping the pony kick going with, back to that topic again, not only Tell Your Tale, but also Pony Life. But we're even thinking about doing a little comparison video, which is the appetizer pony, I guess you could say.
You talking about the YouTube special one?
Yeah, maybe the more appropriate comparison would be the Equestria Girls shorts, but they would have my vote too easily. I actually thought those were pretty cute. But, Tell Your Tale, and then also Pony Life. Both of us actually are belatedly going back to that and finally giving it a chance. And, here's the thing, it's not so easy to get a handle on. Like, we're 18 or so episodes in, and I don't know what my final word on this show is gonna be. Because, yeah, for the first few episodes, Pony Life is not very good, and not because it's, like, super asinine or it's yet another Teen Titans Go knockoff, either unbearably smug or ruining the integrity of the original show or anything like that. It's because it's so darn bland. It's like it tries that sort of frantic style, but to no particular purpose. Things are happening on the screen, and all of them are kind of like, okay, and so, I mean, it's just such a nothing burger. It's not even, like, cringe enough for me to change my mind about that. It just goes by, leaving so little impact, and then something starts to happen. It starts to kind of find its way to connect these things back to the versions of the characters that it's going for, and you start to feel something from it. Like, I think the first sign of life was the episode about Applejack's hat becoming a phenomenon all over Equestria, that, she goes goth, basically trying to give herself some kind of identity now that she feels like she doesn't have one, and, it has a little fun satirizing hipsters and stuff, then, while at the same time making you believe that Applejack would be hung up on this. But I think where it really starts to get off the ground is this plot they have where Fluttershy wants to join some kind of troop, and then the friends get the letter that they see how excited she is for this, how excited she is to go for the prize of meeting her hero Dolphin, and then she gets rejected because Girl Scouts are for girls, and so they lie to her instead because they can't bear to spare her feelings, and kick off this multi-episode arc about the friends actually making up adventures and, like, troop activities in attempt to spare Fluttershy's feelings, and getting in this friend bonding with her instead, this version of Fluttershy who is, like, cute, but in a way where, she's more confident in her desires. This is, like, dark side Fluttershy, which I'll get back to what I think of the characters in a second, these versions, but that has a lot of life, all of them caring about this so much and inadvertently actually having a good time with this. And then part 2 of what works is the potions that are the source of most of the magic in this version of the show. It turns out that all of a sudden they reveal that they actually have no idea where they come from. They all assume that the other one was putting them in the fridge, and it turns out they were all free samples from an entrepreneur named Potionova, who I think might actually get my vote for coolest mentor in the Pony franchise. Which, I'll take a moment to let that sink in, because they've tried mentors in this show a lot. And several of them could have stolen that title, but they all got, I think, too scattered focus, except for Twilight, and I don't think I made it a secret that I thought the job they did on her as a mentor was kind of bad. I've been through that already? Yes. Okay. Well, Potionova is cool. She is, like, this perfect combination of, just a little bit eccentric, but also, simultaneously less and more magic than Twilight thinks she is. And, because, she has, like, this almost down-to-earth hippie guru wisdom. She gets these potions from this magical land full of potion essence that, to her, is totally just like being an entrepreneur, and all of her lessons, because Twilight wants Potionova to be her mentor, and all of her lessons are like entrepreneur lessons, but when Twilight gets a little too Twilight, like all of her wisdom she shares with Twilight, it's all like cockeyed, head turned, and it's just like this down-to-earth advice that is, very wise and very what somebody who's chill and cool would say to you, and this is what I wanted for Celestia, darn it, and you people couldn't pull that off, but so she's actually a lot of fun. And then, like, okay, I was legit in the process of thinking, okay, this is well on track to being considered better than more than one MLP season on my card. And then the Fluttershy arc ends, Potionova, she's been off screen the last few episodes, and it seems like they go back to a sort of, okay, well, that was fun, but I mean, you know, we have this frantic style show, aren't we supposed to be a little more pandery? You know, how about more episodes about an episode about an app and a tablet and how that an unboxing video and how that makes them do things that are so silly, and it trends back towards a nothing burger with only the entertaining in spite of itself stupidity keeping it above that. And then I think the very last episode, though, tried to feed more group bonding back into it, and there was some cute stuff back in there. And I'm like, okay, we got I think double or at least 8 episodes left, and then a whole nother season. This could still go many different ways. The jury is not out. And Tell Your Tale, for its part, has, I think, definitely more flavor than Make Your Mark. I mean, and actually sometimes it kind of seems like it has some of that same, raw inspiration that I look for in a budding show like this, that I would hope for in an MLP spinoff. Like, it has these ideas for these characters, their motivations, their MOs going forward that seem like the ambition and the thrill to be doing that actually outstrips the plan. That it doesn't always come across as overly structured, but it does come across like it's bursting with Sunny's heartfulness or Pip's journey to being a queen, but not in the literal sense. But that, however, also starts to hit its stride, and it's more in the conventional, seen it, been there, done that, not bad, but whatever kind of way. So, like, it's waffling back and forth between, decent in a way that makes me enthusiastic, and decent as in just, okay, decent. So, which one of these two we think is better is also up in the air.
I see. Okay, so you're saying like Gen 5 Pony Life is actually something that could actually improve your experience with the Generation 5 as a whole.
Yeah, like, I mean, I feel like the movie is still the best we've gotten so far with them, and like, I feel, okay, first of all, there's more freshness than I feel like there was in the back half of Friendship is Magic, so, okay, that's something. And, okay, it seems like they're, they've got a spark that they're trying to ignite here. So far I haven't consistently seen something that, I mean, will take this above, like, okay, a show that passes the time and is fun to talk about with friends and stuff, to, like, a show I genuinely look forward to watching. Like, but, like, okay, I'm sort of forward to head back to the show and be made to feel that bit of magic and all that. Like, first half of Friendship is Magic made me feel that. Second half frequently made me, oh yeah, I remember what this felt like. It feels like it could get there. I'm still worried I'm expecting too much by hoping for that. But I mean, it passes the time fine. It is like a, solid enough is what I'll call it for now.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I think you might have actually convinced me to actually try Gen 5 Pony Life after I felt ostracized by Gen 4's Pony Life.
Sure. Well, Gen 5 Pony Life is that YouTube show Tell Your Tale. I mean, it's not actually called Pony Life. You know that, or
I didn't know that. That's news to me because I did not look in its direction at all.
Okay, yeah. My Little Pony, Tell Your Tale.
Got it.
But, I guess that's the sum of what we're up to for now. Finally introduced Daylover here to Captain Marvel.
That's true. It's nice.
Yeah, I think it improved her opinion on Carol Danvers because, yeah, before I saw Endgame, I saw this quote from Brie Larson where she said she hadn't really discovered Captain Marvel's character yet in Endgame, which was actually filmed before the Captain Marvel movie. And when I saw Endgame, where it's just like, yeah, where it seemed like 90% of her character was Captain Marvel has attitude, I'm like, yeah, okay, I felt for her so much more in Captain Marvel. Like, the thrill she takes in all of her, yeah, high action stakes, the fun she has, the humor, the genuinely funny moments that come out seemingly for just sheer enthusiasm to be doing this, and the, yeah, touches of honest to God heart and humanity that seem within her, not I am strong because that is what Disney mandated. Heart and humor, like, yeah, the heartfelt Captain Marvel moments, I thought felt like that. And well, she's indicating here that but yeah, at least better than Endgame Captain Marvel. So take those wins.
Okay.
All right. I guess if it's my turn, I already mentioned like the thing I didn't do, which is like the Coney Island taking part in the world record because I got scrapped. But other media stuff, I haven't really been doing much because I sort of finished off. I can't remember if I mentioned before I started or not, but yeah, I started and finished my Dress Up Darling, the sort of meme anime of like last season or so. This way to finally until it's all over so I can binge through it quickly. Oh yeah, it was a fun, good show. And sort of haven't decided what anime series I want to watch next. So I'm at that weird transition where I sort of also want to go back and watch the third after talking about what recommended to Jenn. So I'm just like deciding to do that or catch up another series I missed. So yeah, that weird sort of in between phase. And game wise, I sort of haven't done anything since doing Ellen Zero. It's like I think I might go back and do Final Fantasy VII remake just to finish that before Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but don't know if I want to do that, so I'm just sort of debating that. I'm not like with anime and games, it's sort of in that weird phase of like I want to do something else, but I'm not sure what yet.
Oh shoot! I just realized something. Did you get spoiled by anything going on about like the Japanese areas of Dragon Ball Super's movie superhero?
No.
Okay, thankfully, because seriously, YouTube was just full of people airing the camera rep version of it.
But yeah, like I said, so I'm sort of an awkward transition. Other than that, I've been just doing some theme park stuff. Did some inverted coasters. Went to Holiday World for the first time. I can't remember. I think it was past our last recording. So yeah, just doing a lot of theme parks, just sort of outside summer stuff. Dear gosh, the heat. I did one theme park at Kentucky Kingdom this weekend, like during that heat wave, and I never knew I could consume that much water in a short span of time when it was 110 degree, like the felt weather. It felt like 110 degrees or whatever it is. Heat index, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I never knew I could consume that much water in a short span of time. We have fun. And then also, I guess, in more local Kings Island thing, has any of you heard of the YouTuber called I Show Speed?
No.
Yeah, I was just walking out of the park when that like YouTuber was barely kicked out for trying to like do like what's the word I'm looking for? Selfie stick recording on a roller coaster with it. But yeah, apparently he has like nearly 10 million YouTube followers and all that. So it's like, okay, then. It's like, that happened. I hate sounding like an old person, but it's like, I do not understand some Gen Z or stuff. Like, I understand, like, the popularity of, like, say, Cutie Pie, because he's a sort of a comedian performer, or like Ninja, the, like, famous, like, That's what I'm looking for. Fortnite, like, yeah, streamer. Like, yeah, I get that because he's basically a professional athlete for like esports. So yeah, I sort of get that. Like, he's a sort of like any sort of popular, like sort of trendy athlete. Yeah, I get why he gets followers. But like, I looked up here, he's like sort of in the seems to be in the like Logan Paul, like sort of just a popular because he's popular sort of person and does stupid shit. So it's like, yeah, I don't get why some of these people are popular. Yeah, but not that.
I was just thinking, there was like, you said Toku, and I was like, there was something else, but then I lost it. Like,
I said what?
You said something about Toku, like, I think it was like another word you were saying. You missed like talking about like that whole roller coaster, like people trying to like record.
Oh, like a selfie stick. That's the one thing I mentioned, but like, I don't know what Toku, like, I don't know why that would come from.
No, it was like a T word you said that was making me think of something. What was it? That's pain. It's pain when I can't remember exactly what it was.
And I can't remember because I probably mispronounced it or something, so it's like I can't help you either.
No. The only like thing I could really say is no, but I can't even say anything. It's like literally gone from my mind. Like, I don't know, it was like a video game. Wait, no, it wouldn't have been a video game. It hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you have that one thing on your mind, you can't remember it. Yeah, it's annoying. But yeah, that's what I've been up to is just sort of that, doing some more theme park outside stuff. Yeah, I will say, yeah, definitely. Hollywood is definitely a fun little like independent park to visit. Yeah, just sort of been doing stuff. So I started with anime, might do the third. But I guess that brings us into the news stuff. Might as well go through the sort of odd stories first before the one that sort of leads into our main one. But yeah, I think you posted about this on I think you posted about this second on our Facebook group. Yeah, like Hello Boss, we actually got figure out there's some news announced about what the heck is going on. Apparently the technical last episode of the season is delayed because of copyright stuff. We don't know what. But apparently season 2's been confirmed to come out in early or mid-July, I forget, something like that.
Yes.
But
and the number one reason speculated on why they had to delay Hell of a Boss is because they put a copyrighted song in it, or a performance of a copyrighted song, and couldn't get the rights, and maybe even had to redo the sequence with new animation to match whatever they put in instead.
Yeah, because I heard it's like the one, I forget that Wild song that like the artist was known for. What's the one? Carlos, do you remember that one song, music video that like
Die Young.
Yeah, Die Young, that's it. Yeah, that video was taken down, so they might believe it's a copyright thing with that too. And it might have been a reference, sort of like bringing back that song for the episode, like season finale.
You know, because like that video was literally the reason why Vizzy exploded. Like, legitimately.
and it's currently not on YouTube, which sort of sucks, or at least officially.
Oh God, like especially considering like how far back I was following her because of that video. Like I read a comic. I was really hoping we got to the chapters about the werewolves. Like seriously, the process is werewolf content, people.
But yeah, like on the bright side, it's on the internet, so you can always find that. But it sucks if like the official one never comes back on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, hopefully that gets worked out. But apparently, like from what we gathered, the reason they're still going forward with like season 2 is apparently season 1's ending was like sort of a bonus episode sort of thing. So like it's not like required to jump into season 2, but like it's nice to see. Like that's how it's described. So I have no idea what that means or how true that is, but we'll get more Hell of a Boss content in July, some way or another.
If I had to guess, I would say that our Hell of a Boss is going to at least somewhat recover from whatever he got hit with in the part 1 finale of season 1, and that where like season 2 is going to start off with a return to some kind of status quo that we won't feel like we need too big of a gap filler to understand, even though we're still going to want to know how they got back to the status quo. That makes sense, or did I ramble even more than I thought I did?
Like status quo of what? Like,
well, some kind of, okay, they're back to work, killing people from hell, maybe a little closer than before, or maybe a little more at odds, but, or maybe working towards some of the stuff that would have solved the problem before, just some kind of, sustainable group dynamic that we can assume, like, okay, they managed to work from the troubled place they were at back to this, and we'd like to see how that happens, but it makes total sense that it would happen.
Yeah, like that's why. Yeah, that's just sort of a Hell of a Boss update because that's another thing we like to react to because it's awesome. And we also been wondering what the heck has been going on. So hopefully, like we'll see more Hell of a Boss soon. Hopefully they do work out the rights to both get the Die Young song back because that is such an iconic thing for Fizzy Pop. Wait, did I say Fizzy? That's
Fizzy.
Yeah, I'm making sure because there's Fizzy Pop and then there's that one Funko Pop. Like I'm tired right now, so my brain can sometimes mumble things. But yeah, that's making sure. Yeah, hopefully that gets worked out because get that back so we actually get the actual finale of the season out, but also get that sort of historic like original song that made her famous back. But yeah. Going off of the other thing is there's a whole bunch of this more random ongoing news stuff that's sort of continuing. I can't remember if we actually said the trial thing, but Johnny Depp is the winner. I think we mentioned that, but if not, just that's happened. And other media news that's sort of ongoing is like Netflix.
Just here they interviewed a juror from there. Like a juror agreed to speak out anonymously. Which, well, okay, long story short, it kind of goes hand in hand with that. Yeah, Johnny Depp was the winner, ? He said that the jury found him more believable and relaxed, which you could argue is counterintuitive because how relaxed are you when talking about your abuser? But that aside, they thought that they found Amber Heard, snapping back and forth between emotions a little too quick to be believable. They said that it seemed like crocodile tears at times, but he said that what the jury believed happened was that they both abused each other, that they were mutually abusive, and that the decision was, back to the technically this is a defamation trial, that the bottom line was she was claiming that he was the main abuser without enough evidence, so they had to term it defamation. And which does not, falls pretty well in line, at least I'd like to think, with my opinion on the whole thing, which is that I think I'm done with both of them.
Well, the only thing I got is like apparently it seems like Johnny Depp might bounce back sooner from it, like in terms of Hollywood, at least the way it's treating it. So we might see more Depp soon, just probably not from Disney because Disney's weirdly picky.
Yeah, if you're like me and you think he might have become a bit of a toxic person, like, even so, that then he would have been much more used to navigating that with some kind of equilibrium in the public eye, that is. So, he has a lot of momentum behind him from the internet to, well-meaning and personal motivations alike. So, I think he's on his way back strong.
But, we'll see how it goes. But, I think his, because he won the information, that just at least means, like, Hollywood studios are more up to still work with them. Because, so much about them is just looking good, so they can't exactly hire someone who's an abuser, but now that he's technically won the case, it's like,
it sounds like vindication,
Yeah. Like Hollywood is a weird, chaotic animal. But actually, speaking of sort of going off of that, my other updates is like, Netflix, like there's still ongoing like fallout from Netflix's falling numbers, basically causing a lot of streaming services to fail. Disney is sort of in the same thing also, so their stock is, I think, fell. I don't know if it's still there, but it fell below 100 for the first time since pandemic. So they're sort of chaotic. And sort of fun chaos thing, though, Disney's like, not because people complained about their $6,000 Star Cruise hotel stay, and seemingly wanting to one-up that, Disney said, like, you know what? Let's do a $100,000 like Disney World like mega deal thing. That's around the world in like 80 days, but like it's like 20 something days, stopping like every single Disney resort on a private jet and all that. That's for, and also making some stops in India and a few others for like $100,000. Like it actually sounds amazing, but it's sort of like that doesn't really send a good image when people are criticizing like what the heck were you doing with the Star Tours thing. So that's a funny sort of like interesting thing to look up if you're curious. But it's sort of like going to transition to the main topics ish again, sort of more discussing what we've been up to as this main topic, but the main topic we'll eventually get to is about gaming. Is we've had some game news with the sort of E3 season, but E3 is dead thing. First off, Microsoft sort of earlier confirmed, I think this is by the time, even before our last recording, but I never mentioned it, but Microsoft confirmed, but finally showed off some Star, what's the word is it? Gosh, their thing, in Star Wars, it's not Star Wars, it's it is Starfield. I was like, a Star something, their space thing. There's Star Wars, Starcraft, Star. Then there's like Stargate, Star Trek. I was trying to make sure I got the right analogy. That's why I was sort of stumbling in words. But there's Starfield was announced for delay to next year, but we actually got to see some gameplay with Xbox's sort of game event. That's the sort of big thing. So they showed off games are happening, but not exactly coming out this year. And Final Fantasy did their own game stuff where they announced. Sony did like not their main E3 thing, but sort of their Sony press things earlier, which is not E3 thing, but sort of pre-E3 stuff. E3's dead, so it's confusing to say what is and what isn't associated with it now. But yeah, they did their main game thing, which is good, but not sort of their main showcase. But the big thing from there is Resident Evil 4 remake has been announced and confirmed officially for next year. That's sort of the big thing. And also Final Fantasy 16 has been confirmed. At least it's been given a release window of summer 2023. And then other Final Fantasy news, they had a Final Fantasy event thing that also showed off Final Fantasy VII Remake. Gosh, these titles are getting confusing for me. Remake Part 2, which is confirmed for at least aiming for winter next year, seemingly. They're so weird with that, but yeah. So announcements of all that when we're around E3. But that's bringing us to the main topic, which is sort of, I know not all of us are gamers or current gamers, so... And that's why I expect a short topic.
Yeah, like I was just kind of sort of like thinking, oh yeah, that's right. We got a release date for like a recent video game that's been on delay since 2019. That being Digimon Survive, the tactical RPG.
Yeah, you speaking up actually remind me, Carlos. Another thing that was announced at Microsoft's thing was that Persona is coming to Xbox and PC.
And
specifically,
specifically it's Persona 3 Portable instead of FES, which has gotten some Persona fans in a tizzy. It's like, you consider Portable to be the definitive version? FES has the answer, has canon stuff that involves Aigis being the main character. But then everyone else is like, but Portable has the female protagonist. We could be the female protagonist for the entire game. So it's all just a one big hullabaloo. Aside from that, being able to play Royal now on PC. That's going to be mighty grim, considering certain losses that have occurred recently. Like, Derek, have you heard the news?
Yeah, at least I wasn't up to it, but like I actually recognized that. Yeah, the one professor, psychologist voice actor died.
That's the one you're talking about. Billy Kametz. Yeah, Billy Kametz. And it was like it was not just Maruki's VA. He was also Josuke's VA from Diamond is Unbreakable. And he was also Ferdinand von Ayer from Three Houses. So much was lost. Like, seriously, now Three Hopes is literally going to be the last thing he's ever worked on. I don't even know what to think. Like, this man has just been, like, legitimately fantastic for his short career. Feels so terrible for everyone that he was connected to.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, and apparently they funded all the stuff for his cancer for, like, the thing, but he ended up dying before he could even be used. That was the worst part. Like, literally taking him away just when he was about to get a cure or some way of, like, dealing with it. Because they were trying to fundraise a way in order to help him deal with it. I don't know. I have not even watched his portrayal except for like some clips, but it's just like, it's getting to me because like just how much like it just took him away. Just took him away before they could have even been able to help him. Everyone was very supportive and wanting to help him out.
Well, to be fair, like at that, like if it was cancer was at that stage, it's probably less about them helping him out, more making it more comfortable for him.
I don't have all the details. I thought it was like trying to help him slowly recover from it, not for it to ease the pain. Maybe that's where the misunderstanding comes from. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that stuff happened.
But yeah, so go off of that. It's an awkward transition from that note. But yeah, that's wanted to lead me to the main subject, which is sort of like, since E3 season is here, like it sort of is where we know what games we're looking forward to coming up for the next fall and sort of into spring. So like I just wanted to sort of do that spirit of like, what are your all's gaming expectations for, and sort of that region, what games that you're looking forward to, maybe some retro games to go back to, but also just sort of like newer games you're looking forward to in that time frame. Yeah, I know for me, I already sort of mentioned it before, but yeah, I'm really excited about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming up in next month.
Oh yeah. Speaking about Xenoblade, a Let's Player that I follow to by the name of Nico B. He did something even better than Chugga Conroy for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. He pulled, and I'm not even kidding to you, Cosmos upon 30 legendary core crystal pulls for Zeke. I am not joshing you, Derek. He actually did it. The rarest non-DLC blade on Zeke. Like, it speaks for itself. It speaks for itself, man.
Like, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one thing I just disliked about. I mean, I like how it wasn't a pay-to-win sort of system, but yeah, the randomness of that. I wish there was a way to guarantee at some point that you got certain rare blades, but you don't.
Gotcha systems.
Since I don't really have many answers for this, and I have a wife who just shook her head at me and walked off to bed, I think I'm gonna get going now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I said, like, I know this is a shorter subject compared to the main, so we've been up to, just because I knew, like, Jenn, like, well, she already mentioned she was like sort of in an out of game mood right now. Doesn't have the current systems, and I know Day is with certain things, but yeah, she might be out, and I know you're not really into games much.
Not for a while. Like, Dragon Quest was the last new series I got into, and haven't found a new one since then. I'll work on that.
I'm just going to say to you, like, maybe try out like Digimon Survive. Like, seriously, it's like a tactical RPG, so basically like chess, but with like RPG.
But actually, I would probably I don't know how well it compares to necessarily Dragon Quest, but I mean, it's sort of like going for the retro feels, like look into Octopath Travelers, because it sort of plays up the it sort of goes into like a sort of retro, like pixel art, but also 3D style. It's a more not pure turn-based, but that's sort of like in between, sort of like Final Fantasy style, where it's like turn-based, but sort of like speed, like dependent sort of thing. It's a sort of a hybrid, but yeah, it is a overall a turn-based style, but like it's has a rhythm to it. Yeah, I would say I think it's on PC now, but I can't remember for sure. Yeah, it's like look up Octopath Traveler. It's on the Switch, so yeah, your wife has that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, look up Octopath Traveler. Like, it's very retro style RPG. Actually, they have that team's like new game is coming out soon, which is more of a Final Fantasy Tactics in that style thing. But yeah, that was more like, it's the whole thing is like you essentially have like 8 characters that you're juggling each of their own like stories. So it's like 8 different players. So like you pick one character as you start as sort of main, but your overall thing is to find all of the other 8 to start the story, then like complete generally everyone's stories in order. Like you sort of get to pick who you do in that which order, but like you're sort of like trying to do all. If that makes sense.
I will consider it. But in the meantime, adieu.
Avita, say goodbye.
Continue both. Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
All right.
But yeah.
Possible games. Yeah, I think my options might be a bit more open than usual. Like, my sister's basically got herself like a PlayStation 5 right now.
That's great. I mean, that's how rare those. I wish I could express more excitement over that, but I'm very tired right now. If that sounds so, that really is great for you and her because of how freaking ridiculously hard it is to find those.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like thinking like I want to expand my horizons, but I just don't know how. Like, I'm too entrenched into the story-driven RPG genre, and I'm also thinking about trying to open myself up to fighting games. Like.
Well, if you want a generally good game, if like any you can sort of play on there, I would say definitely recommend Ratchet and Clank, the PS5 one, because that really shows off what the system can do. But it's also like sort of approachable enough, so even if you're not sort of into like 3D platformers and sort of like third-person shooters like games, it can still approach it just going in raw. That's why I say it's a good recommend, like sort of like good for everyone game.
All right, Ratchet and Clank. Okay, I heard some good things about it, but you just never had any interest in it. I just only recall, like in the PlayStation 2 era, I played Jak and Daxter, but never got past the lava level because I never had a memory stick for my PlayStation 2.
Yeah, the original Jak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one because I actually just because I wanted to. Like, I got the trilogy on actually quadrilogy with the racing game on just like they actually like they ported it over to PS4, so I played through those because I was more of a Ratchet and Clank thing in the PS2 era. So I only occasionally played my friends' Jak and Daxter games. I was like, you know what? I need to go back and actually play those. So I did slowly beat all those. But yeah, the original game hasn't aged that well. Like the more like when they switched over to a GTA style for the biggest like stylistic change like in a series history from Jak to Jak 2 is but Jak 1 is sort of like a distinct style. Doesn't age well, so yeah, I can understand like it not, especially if you don't have the memory stick, not really going far with that.
All right. Yeah, like I just didn't know at the time, and neither did my parents because they weren't technologically sound at the moment because very close to senior citizen age even when I was young. So yeah, that was kind of like a thing. But I guess like it's like I wish there was like a website which could tell me all the more like upcoming games.
Oh, there's a few, but like, the Go Back Ratchet and Clank, since you haven't done the series, I'll probably recommend trying the 2016 remake of like the original that was with the movie. Because that's it's not the best introduction, but since it didn't port the original ones to PS4 or anything like that, you can't exactly try those, at least yet. But that is overall a good recap, like slightly altered, but it's basically like clip notes of Ratchet and Clank, and it actually still is a great game. But yeah, then you can jump into that like the more the PS5 version, which is sort of after that. But yeah, there's a few game things to keep up to. Yeah, you just have to just cycle some things on YouTube. I'm very tired right now. We're recording at like 11. Sorry, so just for audience things, so that's why I don't have specific examples. There's a whole bunch of things to look up for, like if you want to sort of browse genres and all that.
Yeah, I'm like looking over like at Games Radar right now, looking at specific games. Aside from like Street Fighter 6, which has already impressed me enough that I actually want to try Street Fighter. and not be pushed away like Street Fighter V did. Like, seriously, 5 was the worst thing they could have done to that franchise after they brought it back with 4. Just all the horror stories I heard about it. God. But 6 looks so approachable. Like, really looks really good graphics wise and such. Not just that, like, they telling me it actually progresses beyond Street Fighter 3 for story. So, yeah, let's not revisit the past and talk about M. Bison for the 1 millionth time. You know? That's the thing that'll get people really talking. But,
yeah, I think that, because I think that actually was like with the one PlayStation event I mentioned with Resident Evil 4's remake. That was also, I think, where they officially announced Street Fighter 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that that was where they also announced that. I don't really keep up with the Street Fighter story, so like I just like, oh yeah, I'll play it on occasion, but yeah. Actually, the fighting game I'm interested. I technically own it on Steam, but I actually am looking forward to trying on PlayStation. I think it's announced coming out soon. Is gosh, what's it? Them's are fighting herds.
Oh yeah,
it's coming to console.
Yeah, like 3.0 update includes the supers now.
Yeah, there's an update, but it was also like there's going to be it is coming out soonish, I think, to consoles or.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the good thing for. Because yeah, I technically have a Steam, but since I'm a Mac, it's limited on that. In general, I prefer to play on PlayStation. But yeah, there's a lot of options now for both PS4 and PS5 games for you to try. And also like you don't like you're in New York, so I don't know. You have a very vast library system. I just don't know how that actually is a good thing and a bad thing. Bad thing is that means probably a lot of people are using it. But you can always look up like video games or like rent out libraries too. So yeah, that's a one thing. What?
Oh yeah, that's the thing I could do. Yeah, I gotcha. I'm just really trying to look for like other interesting stories that isn't like other interesting games that is not just like a story that I could get into. Because when my sister gave me a chance to try the PlayStation 5, I was checking out Dauntless. It looked like a Monster Hunter game, and I thought it was going to be a Monster Hunter game, so I tried it for an hour. Turned out to be a more melee-focused Fortnite game, and I lost interest soon afterwards.
Oh yeah, that from what I understand is basically it's game lost trend, but basically, if I remember it's right, it's from Epic. Is they're trying to do like Monster Hunter, but also a it's like their Monster Hunter game, but for like a games for a service thing. So like like Fortnite. So it's not as grounded. But actually, yeah, you can. Speaking of which, you can actually try Monster Hunter like World. That's the PS4 one, right? I think World.
I could try it on the PS5.
Yeah, because like Monster Hunter World, at least whatever the PS4, because PS5 can play PS4 games like universally.
All right.
I just said it was opening up the PS4 and PS5 games for your window. Like, there's like a very few, like literally, like I could count with my fingers, like that don't work for their PS4. But yeah, it's literally just a few random games, and some of those are even updated to actually work. So yeah, you can. It opens up options for PS5 and PS4 games.
Okay. I guess aside from that, I saw a random game called Goodbye Volcano High. I'm just like, what?
I haven't heard an update on that for a while, but yeah, that was game that was like announced, one of the first PS5 games announced way back when, but it's like a story-driven like indie studio game with like dinosaurs in high school.
Wait, those are supposed to be dinosaurs? I mean, I can see the Triceratops. Yeah, I see the Triceratops. I don't know what the main character is. The one that is declared like non-binary. Like, yeah, it's like weird, like seeing this art style, like in sort of like a 3D CG, you know?
It was a very like indie game, so stylized. It would be, I don't know if they might have updated that soon with the announcement. I can't remember. But yeah, that was one of those things that was announced a while ago, but we haven't really heard updates for.
Yeah.
But also, does your sister have PlayStation Online?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm just asking her because if she does, like, because they actually technically changed it soon, but she was like the base where she can play online games. With the PS5, that gives you like a collection of PS4 games, like as a sort of thing. It's like the PlayStation collection. So you have a whole bunch of free PS4 games you could just try, just downloading. You just have to download. Which incidentally, before you already played it, or at least we're aware of it, is like Persona 5 was on there. Not Royal, but they had Persona 5 on there for a while. Which I didn't download just because I knew I was like, if I'm going to play Persona 5, I'm going to do Royal, which I eventually did. So, yes, I didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, just figure out. Yeah, that's just one thing. Ask your sister because it has like a whole bunch of PS4 games. Like yeah, I think it does have like the Ratchet game, like the 2016 game. It has like God of War. It has like some Final Fantasy games and all that. Yeah, that you could try that if you have just a PS5, like the PS5 collection and all that to try.
I'm just like, okay. Yeah, this is... Yeah, I still don't know what I'm gonna end up playing, but I'm just gonna try with like doing some fighting games. Maybe that could help. I mean, aside from like me wanting to do something with like Devil May Cry, but that's really it. Like expanding my horizon. Aside from like my sister's interest in medieval medieval like RPGs, like in a dark setting like that. Like Shadows of Mordor. Like those seem to be her type of games that she enjoys.
What game does she enjoy? I'm sorry, I'm trying to look at the exact free games for you. Let me see.
Well, it's like a Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, or maybe something like no, not Bloodborne. Something like Dark Souls. Like
she's into that.
Yeah, she's into those sorts of games.
Oh, so she probably already has Elden Ring then.
I don't. No, I don't think she actually has it. I don't even.
That's
think
surprised,
she
yeah, because that's essentially that's like a bigger open world Dark Souls, pretty much, from the same people. Trying to just pull up the collection. Dang, I keep being like. Oh, here it is. You still there?
I'm still here.
All right, here's some from like the PlayStation collection if she has like the online thing set up for it. It has Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Infamous Second Son, Ratchet & Clank, the 2016 one I mentioned, The Last Guardian, Last of Us Remastered, Until Dawn, Uncharted 4, Thief's End, Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Call of Duty 3 Zombies, Chronicles Edition, that's a mouthful, Crash Bandicoots, the Insane Trilogy, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy, I think it's 15 Royal Edition. So I've never tried that, I'm curious. Oh, it does have Monster Hunter World is free with that. So that's definitely at least one you want.
Okay.
Because you said you're interested in Monster Hunter. Yeah, you can. If she does have that Royal World, you can get for free. Then Persona 5 was on there. Then you said you were interested in fighting games.
Yeah, like I mean, like stuff like I want to get into like the King of Fighters.
There's also like Mortal Kombat X was on the free collection too.
Well, I mean, like she currently is trying to get back her Mortal Kombat 9 right now, like on her stuff. So, I mean, it's generally like a good franchise. Like, I just don't really have any personal investment in it. I just know it's a functional, good fighting game. That's how I feel about Mortal Kombat.
If you're sort of interested in the style, but you're not sort of interested in the story, I would say look up it's something like the studio who did that did the, gosh, it's screw that. Injustice series. It's from the Mortal Kombat thing, but it's like basically the DC heroes. And it's actually because you mentioned story, it actually is known for having a really good story for 1 and 2.
Yeah, and I know like how bad like the portrayal of Injustice like was for like the animated version.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that, and it's like, yeah, this seems like the Cliff Notes version of it, and not a good way at all.
Yeah,
but yeah,
especially the embarrassment of Dick Grayson.
Though to be fair, that's actually how it sort of happened in the Injustice comic, which everyone sort of complains about. Yeah, it's like, but there was a fun thing with the comics. Like one of the funny things that wasn't in the game, but in the comic with that is, it's actually when if you heard like how Batman gets his back broken again at some point by Superman. But what happened right before that is basically Alfred took a superhero pill during that, and he beat the ever-loving crud out of Superman. Just walked off with Bruce. Oh, like he kicked Superman so hard his shoe exploded. Yeah, he like headbutted because he just took that super pill that lets everyone fight Superman. That's the sort of plot point. Batman just finished like scanning it, but like not before Superman like basically caught Batman and broke his back. But like Alfred swallowed the pill. It's like, yep, I'm sick of you hurting my family. So Alfred kicked some butt.
That's nice of the kid, but very
yeah,
much
like,
the father figure Batman needed. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking for good fighting games, yeah, like Injustice 1 and 2 also. Yeah, there are sort of self-contained story. It sort of has multiple endings depending who to pick, but yeah, it's sort of known for being fun and all that.
I guess yeah. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot it again.
Yeah, it's getting late, so it's hard to keep track of them.
Yeah, like I want to finish
also,
letting you.
Just going back to what I was saying, like about one game I am looking forward to besides like the Final Fantasies that announced are coming out. Something to look forward to. Yeah, also I'm looking forward to Xenoblade coming out next month. But yeah, another funny story is like, yeah, Nintendo tried to release their pre-orders for the special edition of that, and the fans crashed Nintendo's website. So many people were trying to pre-order it, and they crashed Nintendo's website. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna have to wait to like. Nintendo's like, yeah, we're we're holding up pre-orders for that, and we're going to announce them again later because problems happened.
Fans get crazy, and how numerous they are. They were piranhas.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a funny little story. News story. Fans crashed Xenoplague's website. But yeah, that is something I'm looking forward to. And apparently, yeah, they're. They changed up the combat system again, but like it sort of sounds intriguing. Because apparently they're gonna have like a new item is going to have like, hero characters, which essentially not people in your party, like they're like not playable characters in your party, but they're sort of like and like speaking of fighting games, actually a good comparison is like, in fighting games how you can have a sort of your secondary characters like come in for help you in a combo, but you're not sort of playing them sort of thing. There's something that aspect where like your hero characters you have like on your party where for a combo they basically come in and help, but they're not actual playable. They're sort of doing that. I know it's like a fighting game thing. So yeah, that's a thing that's going to be in a new Xenoblade because the combat system cannot be simple.
Okay. I just now remember what was the thing I was going to tell you about since you were talking about Injustice. For DC animated properties, Young Justice concluded season 4.
Yeah, I've been seeing clips of that. I'm trying to piece together the story.
So yeah, basically it ended in possibly one of the most hopeful ways for two of the original 5 of Young Justice.
Oh yeah, the wedding, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like.
Also, I will say the best thing about the wedding though is Icicle Jr.
Yes, all the way back from season 1. You're back, man. You're here to support.
No, and I think it was season 3. He came back and he was he was having a fight with Superboy. He's like, you stole the words. Like, well, actually, I sort of knew I wanted her first, but I didn't realize. You helped me think that. Oh, we're engaged now. And Icicle Jr. was like, congratulations.
Yeah, look, legitimately. Doesn't matter if you're superhero and supervillain. You go and represent their man for those goals there. Yeah, they really did become buddies outside of work.
Yeah, frenemies, sort of. They and then I like how they did invite him to weddings. Like, okay, yes. But yeah, I pieced together, so it ended on a good note.
Yeah, like the awkward parts of season 4 were really just the Satana segment. Yeah, that part was the only one that really was a downward spiral.
From what I understand of season 4, it reminds me like how basically the season 3 of
Outsiders.
No, not Outsiders. The Castlevania series.
Okay.
I like not the last season, but the one before that was like sort of like the everything's crud season for everyone. And it's like not a lot sort of happens, but it's basically a lot of sort of set up for other things later. That sort of reminds me of like what this Young Justice season was like. A lot of other things happen, but a lot of like in terms of like big plot is not big sort of thing. Compared to like oh yeah, we like season 1, I like season 1 setup thing. Season 2 had like the fake death thing and all that, with fake going evil and that plot line. Then season 3 had like the big really going into Vandal Savage and also Darkseid's like big in-game stuff. Then season 4, this sort of like stuff happens.
No. Season 4 is not stuff happen. Season 4 starts out with the Mars wedding, which then turns into tragedy.
But I mean, it's a lot of individual like character plots and things, but it's not like a big like world-ending thing. Like how season 1 and 2 and 3 sort of had, but like this one was just sort of like more personal, if that makes sense.
Yes, more personal, and also season 4 brought back Razor. We cannot just look over Razor. It's like one of the best things from like the Green Lantern cartoon from this.
Oh yeah,
from
that's another thing I know people got very excited about. I haven't seen the original Green Lantern, but I know people got excited about the Red Lantern Green Lantern combo.
No, Red Lantern, Blue Lantern. It's red and blue.
Blue. That's what it was.
Yeah, we're talking about hope and anger. Hope and anger.
Like for now. No, I said for now because a lot of people are speculating he's going to become the White Lantern.
I mean, if he does, I mean, more power to Razor. He's probably like the one that deserves it the most after all the stuff he's been through. Going through such a huge character arc in his own season, and trying to find like the lost love of his life right now. After getting, it's like, here's the thing, he had a previous lover. They all got genocided in his planet by the Red Lantern, so he didn't know it was by the Red Lantern. Got conscripted into their services just to go on a revenge quest to find the killer of the genociders. Went through all that journey, fell in love with a ship AI, which then became its own lantern, but then turned evil, and then basically had to destroy itself in order to save all the people that they loved. And now Razors is out there looking for her. So yeah. That's a little bit of a summary about what happened in the Green Lantern series.
Yeah, because I know it was actually I hear nothing but good things about the Green Lantern series.
It was
besides the animation. I think most people agree the animation wasn't the best, but the story there was very good.
I mean, it was during the same era as Generator Rex. It was during the time in which action cartoons were being slaughtered by their companies. I couldn't just keep a good action cartoon. They couldn't let me, First it was Generator Rex, then it was Green Lantern, then it was Thundercats 2011. I couldn't keep anything. I just love those shows that they just took it away from me. And also Symbiotic Titan, too. That also counts. It's just so much. So, yeah.
I guess we should probably wrap this up, at least the
podcast. Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of games to look forward to. Like I said, Final Fantasy games. You actually, since you have the access to a PlayStation now, you have a lot of options opening up here soon.
And also, she wants me to send back my PS4 because it got messed up. So that's why she's letting me play on her PS5. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. I have to send it for support,
especially since if you can send it for support and get the fix, that's very important now because even PS4s are hard to find. Because pandemic.
Oh. Now I just want to know, is their service, customer service, as good as Nintendo's?
It's been a while. I've never used it. I don't think necessarily as good as Nintendo's because I think Nintendo's is very good. Very good with I think they're not bad, if that makes sense.
Okay.
As long as it's under warranty and stuff like that. If it's, I think they're not as forgiving as Nintendo's in terms of warranties and if Nintendo can be a little lenient with that, but PlayStation is if as long as everything's under warranty and all that shenanigans, it should be fine.
Oh God, I don't even have it under warranty. I just got that PS4 around 2017.
I mean, you can still try. There's nothing wrong with trying because if not, they can always possibly do a third-party vendor, which will cost you some money, but compared to getting a new PlayStation, it's might not be too much.
Yeah, because the thing is, I can't turn it on. That's the thing. Like, even when I try to plug it in, like, it's just like, oh, it turns on for a bit, and then it immediately shuts off, which is depressing.
But yeah, I'm gonna just actually at least stop recording. So yeah, I guess see y'all next time.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching about games.
Partially about games, at least.